What's up, everybody? Cigar Sharper Laird Mayhew back with another cigar review, and today I've got the Macanudo Inspirado Verde and Toro. Stay tuned.
I can smoke stogies in my house, first of all, because her father introduced me to stogies, and second of all, because I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. I smoke my stogie anywhere I want. I don't have to find a hideout place like you.
All right. Welcome back to another installment here at Cigar Sherpa. I, of course, am your host, Laird Mayhew. And if this is your first time here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't leave up out of here. Skip through, get to all the tasting notes, watch for your little 1 minute and 30 seconds, but hit the damn subscribe button. And if this is not your first time here, as always, welcome back. As my intro said, today I have got the Macanudo Inspirado Green, or Verde, if you want to speak Spanish. It's a new release. My brick and mortars here in Fayetteville, North Carolina just got it last week. I think it was released a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's the newest installment from the Macanudo Inspirado line. And of course, it started with orange, and then there was the black, and then there was the white, and then there was the red. And, you know, they're good cigars. Now, I don't know about you. I am just not a fan of Macanudo. Generally don't get too excited when I hear Macanudo, but I gotta tell you, the Inspirado line has impressed me. The white was really good. The orange was really good, the first one that came out. So I have been thoroughly impressed, and I have enjoyed every Inspirado that I have tried. This one has got something that I've never tried before. It has got a wrapper that hails from Brazil, and it is called a Arapiraca. Arapiraca. I don't know how to say that. Am I saying that right? Arapiraca. Arapiraca. New to me. It's wrapped around an Indonesian binder, and it has got Dominican fillers, which is pretty standard for a Macanudo. If you've ever had any of the Macanudo, like the old school ones, Macanudo is one of them cigars that a lot of guys that don't smoke cigars, it's like they go to a poker game and they get a Macanudo, they're like, oh, I got a Mac, it's like a good cigar. It is. It's a very, very good cigar, and it's a very well-made cigar. Traditionally, it's just very light. The old school Dominican ones. It's got like a slight cocoa smell, earthy. It's nice. It's got a very rough, I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of lumpy. The wrapper is kind of like, it's oily, but hey, Siri, I'm doing a cigar review. It's oily. It's got an oily sheen on it. Oh my God, shut up. Take two. Again, it's got an oily wrapper, slightly oily. It's got some very prominent veins in there. And it's toothy, like velvety. Very nice. It's got a double cap. Like I said, it's kind of a rough appearance. But I've already cut this one because whenever I was just kind of looking it up to see what it was made of, I went ahead and cut it and took some cold draws. And kind of musty. Not much going on there. No spice or nothing like that. But let me get this thing lit up and come back and tell you what to think about it. So stay tuned. All right. Not much on that first draw. Oh shit. Of course, there's some there's some like good black pepper. I think I may have overdid it on that retrohale. Oh, it's burning. It's good though. Kind of a sweetness right away. I'm tasting the spice already. I don't know what kind. It's like a sweet baker's spice maybe. And there's some woodsy note in there that's kind of making the palate dry. Yeah. I would say like it's got like an oaky flavor to it, along with some sweet spice, black pepper. maybe a little leather. Standard, pretty standard cigar notes. Leathery, it's earthy, it's woodsy. But what's making it unique and stand apart from those standard flavor notes is that sweetness. The sweetness coats your mouth. You get it in your sinuses. It's good. You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of that Spanish press from La Gloria Cubana. All right, so let me get more into the first third. I'll come back and tell you what I think about it from there. Stay tuned. All right. We are well into the first third, and this thing's burning pretty nice. I wouldn't say it's burning razor sharp, but that ash is nice and tight. The wrapper's a new experience for me. It's kind of a rough wrapper. It almost reminds me of a one of those Indian cigarettes, beaties, I think they're called. You know, they're like wrapped and they got little yarn holding together. Very prominent vein, but very, very. I'm gonna go ahead and ash that. Very, very nice, mellow, smooth tobacco. And very sweet, spicy smoke. Slightly creamy smoke too. And again, that spice is almost like, it's not even like black pepper anymore. It's almost just like cinnamon spice, but you know, that real strong, like the Red Hots, little candies you put on Christmas cookies. When you eat too many of them, they burn your nose. That's what I'm getting. A lot of cinnamon out of this thing. Perfect draw, plenty of smoke. But aside from that sweet spice, it's taking on more of a coffee note now. It's still woodsy, but that coffee's kind of like a good espresso coffee is coming to the front there. I'm enjoying it. It's kind of what do I want to? I'm looking for something here, and I haven't quite found it yet. Anise maybe, like licorice, but mainly in the sinuses in the back of the throat. That anise or anise, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna come back in the second third though. I'm gonna tell you what I think about it from there. So stay tuned. All right. We are coming into the second third. I don't know if I've mentioned it. This was a Toro. It's a 6-inch by 50 ring gauge cigar. It's made by General Cigars in the Dominican Republic. I gotta say, this is a very unique tasting cigar. It does remind me, like I said, of the La Gloria Cubana Spanish press with that sweet spiciness. So here in the second third, it's still sweet, still spicy, still earthy. Something that's kind of unique to this cigar, it's got like a smoky, charry, cedary, woodsy note. Okay, with that creamy smoke. I'm picking up a little bit of an orange peel on the palate, on the finish, which I'm not a fan of. It's kind of bitter. Maybe I need to cleanse my palate. I mean, that's what it is here in the second third, but it's so sweet and charry. It's almost got a syrupy flavor, like maple syrup. That's what it reminds me of while I'm smoking this. It's just very enjoyable. It's burning really good, but it is very like dark, I guess would be the terminology. It kind of sits on the palate. It's real heavy, heavy charry note. I'm not sure if I'm enjoying that. Kind of like when you have like a piece of barbecue chicken or something, you know, and you got you like a little char on there, but if it's overly charred, it kind of sits on your palate a little bit, like ashy. But the sweetness, when you pull on it, and that syrupiness from the spice, it's unique, but I'm enjoying it. So I'm going to get into the final third and tell you what I think about it from there. Stay tuned. All right. We're past the halfway mark, getting into the final third. I'm just sitting here reading some of these Facebook comments. You know, I'm in a couple of forums, man. I snipe, you know, sit back and I read a lot what's going on. Don't like to get too involved. Everybody's got their own opinion, but some people, they just hate on cigar reviewers, and I get it. I get it. I like to think that my tasting notes that I give you are based on the nuances. They're not actual flavors. Although sometimes you do get very strong, noticeable flavors, but to each his own. Some guys aren't going to really know what baker's spice is, or they're not going to know what anise is. So you may not know what you're tasting. It just may be foreign to you. It just may be a good cigar. But let me just say this: if you're spending your money on premium, hand-rolled, blended cigars, and all you're tasting is smoke, then you should probably stop smoking cigars, or just smoke some Philly blunts from the gas station. Okay, a lot of work goes into these things and blending them and the complexity and looking for them. And of course, they're not flavored. When I say, for instance, with this cigar here, yes, I'm tasting tobacco, but along with that tobacco, I'm getting a woody note. Okay, it reminds me of wood. Not only is it woody, this particular cigar has a smoky wood. Okay, sometimes you get cedar, sometimes you get oak, sometimes it's just little dry wood. But if you don't know what smokiness tastes like and you don't taste it in this cigar, I mean, you could just try, but you can't dismiss it because you're a meat and potatoes guy. There are people out there that like hummus, or they like chicken marsala and they like a little curry or cumin, turmeric thrown into their spice, not just salt, pepper, meat, potatoes. Rah. I think a lot of people just go off because they think it makes it. Maybe they don't understand it. They haven't gotten there, and it just makes them sound more macho to be like, "Oh, I used to eat meat, potatoes. Blah. I taste smoke, and these guys are lying and reading a freaking script." Do I sound like I'm reading a script? I'm like, this. There ain't no script here, buddy. It's just all, don't fucking watch it then. Excuse my French. Anyway, back to this Macanudo Inspirado Verde, or Green, in Toro. I tell you, the wrapper on this thing is unique. Like I said, it's Arapiraca, or whatever. It's Brazilian. It's got a very smoky flavor. Okay, and of course, you're smoking it. Yeah, like a charry smokiness. It's sweet and it's spicy. And if you really dig down in there and you're really looking for nuances and you're being really ridiculous, like a lot of people think cigar reviewers are, it is nuanced of maple syrup. That sweetness is like a sugary, syrupy sweetness. It reminds me of maple syrup. Now, it's earthy and it's spicy. It's peppery. It's kind of rough on the sinuses, the finish, if you want to call it that. It leaves you with almost like an unpleasantness in the sinuses, almost like insect repellent. If you ever breathe it in on accident and it gets all up in your sinuses, but in a good way. Coming into the final third here, it does pick up a cocoa. Now, again, I'm in one of those moods where I'm kind of feel like I'm talking to these people that are like, oh, that's bullshit. But go into your grandmother's or your mother's or your wife's, if you've got one of those, okay, spice cabinet, and see if she's got baking cocoa. Not the shit that you put in chocolate milk, Nestle's Quick, like baking cocoa. It's in a powder, usually in a little square cylinder type box, and stick your face in there and breathe. Don't just use your nose, breathe in through the mouth, and then you're going to get what we're talking about when we say cocoa. Okay, don't taste like chocolate milk, like Nestle's Quick. For me, it's got a little bit of an orange peel finish. It's kind of like a bitter finish, but it's very rough on the tongue. I'm enjoying it. I really am. It's weird. It's different. Something that I'm not like I said, I've never even smoked this wrapper before, but I did read in the intermission here that it's got Colombian tobacco as well, so maybe some of that sweetness. A lot of the cigars that I smoke that have like a Peruvian or a Colombian tobacco, that's probably where that sweetness is coming from. That charry smokiness is definitely coming from the wrapper because it's unlike anything I've ever smoked before. But it reminds me a lot of if you guys went out and tried or have tried the Spanish Press from La Gloria Cubana. Very similar in the sweet spice. Well, anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap the review up here. So again, we've got the Macanudo Inspirado Green or Verde. It's the newest line from Macanudo Inspirado. It's got a Brazilian Arapiraca wrapper, Indonesian binder, Dominican and Colombian fillers, made by General Cigars in Dominican Republic. This was the Toro 6 inches by 50 ring gauge. Prominent flavors again: smoky charry wood, very syrupy sweet spice, like cinnamon spice, baker's spice. A touch of anise in there coming back. It was in the first third, but it's coming back there on the end. Cocoa and earth. It's a good cigar. I would say it's a full-bodied cigar, but medium strength. You know, it hadn't got my head buzzing or nothing like that, but it's full flavored. I mean, very chewy like flavors you're going to get off of this thing. So, Cigar Sherpa Laird Mayhew reminding you to be polite to everybody that you meet, even when they're hating on you. But always have a backup plan in case you got to shoot them in the face. And I'm out.